Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
When you have all of these people coming from our top geopolitical foes with ties to radical Islamic terrorism, that there are terror cells in this country. And 9/11 or worse is coming. Now, it's not a matter of if to me, it's almost a guarantee. I hope and pray to God I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I've been saying it over and over again.
No, you don't hope you're wrong, you traitor. Okay, this is a thing now, right? We've talked about Trump saying it, but that's, at Hannity, the right-wing ecosphere, they're rooting for a terrorist attack. I'm sure they're praying for in October, right?
And they blamed Clinton for 9/11, remember?
They're rooting for Americans to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is just so, I don't even know, deeply unpatriotic doesn't really sum it up, but we were talking about what are they called? Cheap fakes, deep fakes, whatever you want to call it.
Cheap fakes. There's a difference between cheap fakes and deep fakes.
Yeah, there is a difference.
Chris, you said it the other day. It's like they have nothing to run on, so they have to cheat.
Yep.
Right.
This is all cheating. It's cheating. It's fear-mongering, whatever you want to call it. And I get it. Oh, politics has always been a dirty game and blah, blah, blah. The famous ad, Goldwater blowing up a little girl with a daisy in 1964.
I mean, there's precedent.
And that, Chris, I have to say, I don't know how many times at dinner my dad said, I wish I could blow up more little girls with daisies with nuclear bombs. I was like, okay, Dad, pass the gravy.
That's going to end up on Newsbusters.
That was their policy, though.
See, they'll use that and say, see?
They're going to do that, right?
We did actually. There was a time. Remember talking to Fernando Armandi yesterday? There's a time we did debate actual issues and differences in policy. This is just, and I'm asking everyone that comes on this show because we have the smartest, funniest people in the country, I think. But I was asking Fernando, like, how do you? Because people go, oh, politicians always lie. Not like this. No. It is a solid wall of lies about everything.
Right.
How do you run against that?
Right.
And then, I hate to say it, but evidence to some degree it works, whatever degree you believe polling or not. But the amount of people that believe Biden was responsible for the fall of Roe v. Wade and Trump is responsible for getting them $35 insulin. How do you fight against that? And this stuff, the RNC and Fox News, they're like, oh no, these cheap fakes are fine. We're not, because they're unedited. They know exactly what they're doing. They're taking, and you guys mentioned
Fox News admits that they are edited, but they say it really happened, so they're fair.
Right. And a lot of that side, they don't. At least we watch other things. We watch Fox. We go to other places. They only see
siloed.
that, and that's their only reality. And they will not believe. It is like 100% fact the way they state whatever they saw on Newsmax or Fox News or whatever. And it's we were focused, Jody, because you and I were there. Biden fundraiser on that one, them saying that, Obama he was confused and Obama had to lead him off stage. And I'm like, no, we were right there. He
didn't.
He
wasn't
put his arm
lost.
around him because they were like, first of all, they're in the middle of a standing ovation, right? They obviously love each other and are good friends. Obama put his arm around him. They walked off stage. That was it. But that was the one we were focused on. You mentioned the paratrooper one, which I hadn't even seen.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
But it's just he's giving the thumbs up and saying hello to a paratrooper, and they make it seem like he's like waving to nobody and confused.
Right. When they show it, they leave the paratrooper out of it and makes it look like he's just kind of wandering off into space.
Yep. Right.
And so the context isn't there. Fox News says that is fair to do.
Right.
So we have plenty of video of Trump that we could cheap fake.
Well, the other thing, but we don't have to.
No, we need to start doing that.
Him
That's
waving at nobody in New York when he leaves Trump Tower.
But the thing is, you don't even have to edit that.
No.
Take any clip of him getting the doctor wrong.
Right.
Right.
That he says he aced his dementia test with.
Right.
You can use almost any clip from any. We don't have to cheat. He is clearly in the throes of dementia or God knows what.
But you know what? We can go even further by doing cheap fakes because Fox News says it's okay to do that.
Fox says if you know nothing about politics, they work. See, this is what they don't
do work. That's
Sean
the thing.
Hannity, it's fine with if there's a terrorist attack because that works. People will go, oh my God, Biden can't keep us safe. I mean, but it just to be openly, I feel like they just at the end put that disclaimer in. Oh, of course I think I'm wrong. Trump said it. 100% chance there's going to be a terrorist, and with the degree of of traitor that Donald Trump is, you think, oh God, who's he actually talking to?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
going to do this
Right.
for him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's scary.
Putin?
Yeah. The thing is, democracy is at stake. So
Right.
we
Right.
need to
Right.
cheat as much as they do because we need to win or we won't have a democracy.
Chris, the difference is we don't have to cheat. That's what I'm saying.
But
We
you
don't
know
have to
what?
cheat any
We
clip
can.
of Trump.
We
Any
can.
clip
We
of
can
Trump.
push it even further than reality is. We need to do this.
I disagree with you. We will ask Charlie Pierce and Steve Marmel, who join us today. It's
Then I'm afraid we're going to lose democracy if we don't.
what? How do you cheap fake Donald Trump any worse than he actually
You
is?
can. If the Democrats should have people on staff that can do this. If they don't, they're irresponsible.
He actually. This is why this has become 100% projection, because everything they say Biden is. Scarborough had an interesting take on it, and I was thinking this exact same thing yesterday. That you wonder in some ways, is it helping Biden? Because they keep lowering expectations. And then
true.
when the guy shows up at the State of the Union, when the
Right.
guy shows up at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, right? They're like, what? Where's that demented, decrepit guy we've been
Right.
seeing in the And, he's saying that, this would work this way with the debate because they make it seem like Joe Biden can't even
Stand up for
Right.
10
yeah,
seconds.
and Bob Seska reminds us all the time. He keeps putting all those things for. If you remember, this was part of the 2016 cheating with National Enquirers. If you remember, Hillary was not only dying; she was dead several times. She was not only dying, and there she is in her gorgeous caftan, standing ovations at the Tonys.
Right.
Right. But oh my God, it wasn't just one. That was the whole story. Is she was dying? She's very sick. She's not blah.
Unfortunately, that worked.
On and on. Well, I don't think that's what the determinative
it was
factor
Comer.
was.
It
was Comey,
was a
excuse
whole.
me.
It was a whole bunch of things. That was a big part of it.
But this is what Scarborough was saying. He condemned Fox, obviously, in the RNC and this is the problem. There's no difference now. There's no fringe. It's the Republican Party itself. Scarborough expressed concern in the middle of a presidential election. The Murdoch media empire. He said the media ecosystem seems to be spreading misleading or outright false stories about Joe Biden. And he just said, I got to say this one more time. They're only helping Joe Biden. They're only lowering expectations. They do it before the State of the Union. And afterwards, they're so freaked out how Biden did. Well, he's so good, how well he did. He must have been on cocaine.
Right.
That was what right? That was the next thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, he's obviously coked up. They lower expectations. They say he's not cogent. Then he goes out and does a really good job, and they're like, wait, what happened?
What?
I mean, it was to our point yesterday. They were talking about, I think with Fernand, about polling too, or just all of the media stories they're fed on that side is that Trump is wildly popular. There's no way he could possibly lose. And that's how they buy into the big lie as well, because they think, I mean, look at the black outreach Trump story. I mean, this is once again, we have to boulder and call on the mainstream media to do better, because they just let them go, oh, there were thousands of people and black people are all voting for Trump now. And it's like, it's a church with mostly white people. I don't know, 100 people?
Yeah, maybe.
So there was thousands of people and black people were all going to vote. It's all smoke and mirrors.
And only one of the black folks that was there was actually from Detroit.
Thank
the others
you.
They brought in.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, and this is the few. Oh, sorry. There's a little tussle going on. Bonnie and Clyde tussle.
Are they fighting over
This
Tilly's
is
treasures?
this is politics today, and that rope tie is democracy.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
won.
Well, she's a little bit of a psycho. Okay.
Doesn't bode well.
You've played the bitey kiss game with her quite a few times. Every now and again, you notice she does do the bite just to make keep you on your toes.
Yes, she does.
She's like, okay.
She wants you to flinch.
Made you flinch. Yeah, but this is why the few and far between Fox News Howie Kurtz, of course, is the only one.
Exactly. Good for him.
He ripped misleading coverage, including his own network, Fox's, of the cheap fakes, showing the Biden at the G7 skydiving show. RNC research seized on the moment the president moved away from the group to congratulate a skydiver who was packing his chute. So then the prime minister of Italy then grabbed Biden's arm to draw because they were doing a group photo.
Right.
But of course they're like, oh, he had no idea where he was, and she had to he was right. First of all, you go that in some ways too, it's so the opposite because Biden's such a good guy.
Right.
He's focused on saying thumbs up
Right.
to this guy who must have been thrilled. And then she just was like, we're
going to do the photo.
right. Good God. Okay. Hold please. Hold please. Hold please. Oh, Just there's like a million of these a day. CNN had to deny yesterday in its upcoming debate between Biden and Trump that they'd be seated after Judge Boxwine, Judge Pirro, ran with the false claim. She said, "We don't even get to see them walk in. They'll be seated. So this was one less obstacle to worry about for Biden."
Not true.
Did I get the volume right, or was
I
that
think
too
so.
quiet?
Yeah.
I think
You didn't
got
show
it.
your cooter, though.
So CNN debunked the claim. They
course.
just
They're gonna
say-
walk out
said
and
they're going to
stand.
stand, and
Yeah,
it's like
of
any other
course.
debate, and that's okay. Yeah, but it's just okay. This one, by the way, yeah, I don't know if I don't think I got to this yesterday. The New York Times. This is the problem. There's no difference anymore in this, ecosystem. They stated the President Biden's campaign is trying to paint his rival as a convicted felon. He is
Paint
a
him?
convicted felon.
He
How do you
is.
paint someone as a convicted felon who is, in fact,
A convicted felon.
Yes, thank you. Jeff Charlotte said these New York Times headlines are getting comically bad. Paints? No, Trump is a felon. It's not an opinion. It's amazing the lengths legacy media goes to soft pedal basic facts about Trump. I mean, that's the thing. Like we were saying, they make it sound like, oh, that's just rude to call him a criminal.
It's not
He's a
rude.
felon.
This is how our law works.
He's a criminal.
Right. He's a felon.
By the way, did you see that Steve Bannon might not go to like a cupcake prison?
I know.
I think that's because his lice are hardened criminals.
Yeah.
They can't.
He may actually be at Rikers for a time.
Yes,
know,
that's
saw
what
that.
I read. Yeah.
Because I had to be reminded that he has another trial coming up.
Yes.
Hold please.
And during that trial, they may have to house him at
Right,
Rikers.
at Rikers.
Yeah.
You don't want to be at Rikers for any moment. Of
Until
time.
then, he'll-
That's too hardcore even for his life.
That's difficult.
And they're hardcore.
Rikers is awful.
Right. Aaron Burnett said this is not at all what Bannon was hoping for and frankly seemed to be expecting.
does that warm the cockles of your heart?
He will not be serving his 4-month sentence at a minimum security Club Fed prison. So this is what I forgot. Bannon will go on trial in September for defrauding donors. It's just insane. As part of the We Build the Wall campaign,
Right.
Trump pardoned Biden, freeing him of federal charges, but obviously, presidents can't pardon on state charges. I swear, justice and karma will come for these one way or another.
Yep.
So, right, as Chris said, Bannon may very well transfer to Rikers.
You don't
Where
want
he
to be
can
there,
say hi
man.
to all the other Trump crooks like Alan Weisselberg and
You just don't want to be there for an hour, let alone any length of time.
Right?
It's a horrible place.
Welcome to the Rock. Oh, that's Alcatraz.
Yeah, that's
All right.
different coast.
Different everything.
Yeah. Well, it was a bad Sean Connery, so either way.
Also true.
By the way, I loved. Oh, I saved one of our hate things. Not about our looks, Jody. I posted pictures
that's
of Jody and I
funny.
at the Biden fundraiser, and
Right.
someone just said Democrats are the party of the rich, which.
No, somebody said we took our jets.
Oh, that was my other favorite one. They said Jody and I got back into our private jet after.
And then I tweeted back at the guy going, well, I live only like 15 miles from downtown. Wouldn't a helicopter make more sense?
Private jet 10 minutes home, as we always do.
Yes.
They said, yeah, and then you got back in your private jet and went home.
Why would I drive all the way to Santa Monica or Van Nuys or
We're
LAX
in the
just to
cheap
drive
seats.
home?
Yeah. And you took an Uber.
Exactly.
Like Barbara Streisand.
Right. Ah.
I mean, the Democrats are and have always been the party of the working people.
Yes.
Unless you make over $400,000 a year, the Democratic Party is the party that's going to help you.
Right.
Oh my God. Not to mention tariffs and all this other crap Trump is talking about is going to shoot up costs for average Americans. And plus, you're the one sending your insulin money for this guy's bail money and his next 17, crimes, and you're calling us suckers or like, oh, we're the elitist party. Didn't you just send me a story yesterday?
Yeah.
I can't remember the percentage of big dollar donors.
Oh, yeah.
Way bigger for Trump. These giant, Republican fat cats.
Yeah.
There's one Hollywood thing and they focus on that, like, oh, your other
Yeah,
party.
they focus on New York and Hollywood, and that's it.
Right. And he gets way more money from I'm just like, really, don't brag about sending your rent money to a crook.
You are invited to Stephanie Miller's Sexy Liberal Save the World Tour. It's the political comedy event of the year, and it's coming to a city near you. Join Stephanie Miller, the queen of progressive talk radio, along with Hal Sparks, John Fugelsang, and the comedy duo Frangela, mocking all the fascists and trolls for a tour that is hilarious, inspiring, and deeply offensive to just the right people. It's an all-new tour with all new guests and a side-splitting evening of stand-up. Stephanie Miller's Sexy Liberal Save the World Tour.